Westcombe Park. Got off the Southeastern train, heading for this footbridge. We're going to cross this footbridge and get onto another footbridge structure which will lead us to a very fairly unique piece of railway infrastructure in London. From the footbridge you've got trains, cars, Dome, City. It's a good view. By City I meant Canary Wharf. I knew what I meant. So I'm crossing the footbridge, and the footbridge, it gets to the other side of the A2, it goes into this little spiral whirly thing. Already I can see the railway line here, and already I can see the crossing. And the crossing's there. I'm going to rather controversially say it's London's only foot crossing. It goes off to Angerstein Wharf up there, it joins the South Eastern Network down there. I think it's time for a little map.
The crossing is near Charlton in South East London between Westcombe Park and Charlton stations. It used to be connected to the main line with a junction that faced Blackheath station to the south, but when the nearby A102 road was built nearby, cutting through it, a new curve of track was built so that the junction now faces Charlton station instead.
Okay, now I've come deliberately in the afternoon because the train, according to real-time trains, is meant to pass through, just checking the times now, one at 16:52 and one at 17:34, but I've just checked and I don't think either of them are running today. However, my friend Roger was here last week and I just sent him a text message saying, if the train doesn't come, can I use a clip of your video please? And he said, of course. So if there's any video of the train now, it might be from when Roger was here last week. Thanks, Roger. So yeah, this is the line to Angerstein Wharf. So there's an aggregates and cement company down that way. It leads right onto the Thames. All I know is what I read on Wikipedia. It was built in the 1850s, by 1852. It's a little branch line, but as you saw on the map just then, the junction used to go one way and now it curves the other. So there's only two things to do here really, is that I've come in the late afternoon and around 4 o'clock I'm expecting a train to pass through. The other cool thing to see is that I've come to this location the slightly less interesting way with the road and the crazy bridge, but over here there's like a little tiny alleyway that looks a lot more fun and just leads out onto a very nondescript side road. Side road. And it comes out here. This is Fairthorne Road. Terraced houses, South East London, with a small alleyway down to London's only foot crossing. Now, when I say it's London's only foot crossing, I'm sort of telling a white lie, bit of a clickbaity title, because in episode 4 of When I Walked the Canals, I made a video series for Londonist, I went to Trumpers Crossing, Holt Crossing. Here's a clip of what I think is London's only other foot crossing across a railway.
The line is still used today for the occasional freight train disposing of waste and sometimes rail tours that come down here.
And that is the reason why we started the video on a railway line, because up there is the Three Bridges. This is the single unelectrified track that runs down to Brentford down there, and I think it's one of the few places in London where there aren't any barrier gates that you can just walk across a railway line. Now the difference there, of course, is that that branch down to Brentford I think is rarely used here. Apart from today, typically, there's a fairly regular, almost daily freight service. So this one is definitely more well used than the other one. But apart from those two, I don't know of any other foot crossings in London. In the distance, you can see the cement works. Can you see that? Hold up. This is exciting. Roger's texted me. Oh, just check real-time trains for you. The italic timing has turned normal. I mean, it's on its way. Should be with you at 16:52. Where can I get a T around here for 45 minutes? Thanks, Roger. He's a good lad. Sainsbury's petrol station for the hot drink win. And I've just realised over there that huge IKEA is the new IKEA that everyone's been banging on about recently. There we go, free plug for IKEA. Back to the trains. So I've been texting Roger again, and he said that at about 4:45 somebody in an orange high-vis walks down the track to kind of prepare the line, clear the line. Apparently he has to get on the train with the driver at the stop board, and sure enough it's 16:39, and in the distance I can see a tiny dot of orange. The man's coming, which means the train's coming. And at 16:52, well, a little early, here comes a train. If this was the USA and a railroad truck, this would go on for like 20 minutes. I'm hoping this will pass in like 30 seconds. So I think there's another stop board down there. Okay, she's just stopped on the crossing. I'm going to stand back a bit. Off to pick up cement, or drop it off. I don't know which way around it is. That's it, that's Angerstein Wharf, London's only foot crossing, apart from the other one. It's at Westcombe Park, if you want to see it. It does smell of wee a bit, I'm going to be honest.